right, thanks for that, Andy. This coming Monday, the 2021 Montana Legislature will convene at the Capitol. And as Chief Political Reporter Mike Dennison tells us, this legislative session, kicking off in the middle of a pandemic and with a new Republican governor, will be like no other.
For starters, lawmakers and their staff must navigate how to run a session when many of the people involved for health reasons won't even be in the building, and keep it safe for those who are. Senate President Mark Blaisdell, a Republican from Kalispell, says arrangements are being made so members of the public and lawmakers who don't want to be in the Capitol can take part remotely. Limits will be placed on how many people can be in a committee room to testify on bills. But when it comes to some public health restrictions meant to slow the spread of COVID-19, majority Republicans are not imposing them. Legislators won't be required to wear masks at the Capitol, and it's not clear yet how people will socially distance in the sometimes crowded hallways.
My hope is that the Capitol run is kind of open as possible for those that want to participate. I think it'd be very difficult to try to administer a lot of different rules on that.
Minority Democrats say they'll be wearing masks in the Capitol, and that the lack of a comprehensive plan puts at risk those who work in the building and maybe others across the state.
And our concern is for communities all across the state that can be impacted by bad behavior at the Capitol. We need a clear plan that's safe.
Republicans have created a COVID-19 response panel composed of legislative leaders that will meet next week and discuss any plans. Yet, regardless of safety plans, the session gets underway next week, with Republicans holding big majorities and, for the first time in 16 years, a Republican governor, Greg Gianforte. When asked about priorities for the GOP majority, Blaisdell says they'll be focusing on Gianforte's Montana comeback plan to boost the economy. But this plan is 12 pages long with scores of proposals. So what specifically are we talking about? Blaisdell says an overarching theme will be changes that make it easier for businesses to operate. For example, acquiring environmental permits.
I think just adding a layer of predictability of, if you go in and you file this and you check these boxes, that this is the time frame that it should be done in for that process to move forward.
Gianforte himself says don't expect grand sweeping proposals, but rather incremental change to help improve Montanans' economic fortunes.
I think you win games with 3 to 5 yard plays. And we're going to run a set of plays here in this first legislative session that are directionally correct, that helps Montanans start to prosper again. And then we're going to huddle up, move the chains, and run some more plays.
Gianforte also has met personally with Democratic leaders who say they may share some goals with him and his fellow Republicans on providing needed services to Montanans. But Republicans have the majorities to move whatever they want, and Democrats may be left on the sideline, playing only the vocal objectors.
We hope that we can partner with them to deliver for communities, but we're going to be there to hold them accountable, to governing in a responsible way.
And as always, there's the unpredictability of every session, perhaps even more so in 2021, with the cloud of the pandemic still hanging over us. At MTN News, we'll be here reporting on how it all unfolds. At the Capitol, I'm Mike Dennison.
Well, tomorrow we take a closer look at the operational details of the session as it gets underway next week. And coming up,